We are still neutral Chinese equities, suggesting neutral at BNY Mellon. As you pointed out, it's a market which is too cheap to short, but also the fundamental drivers of equity prices are too weak to go long. So we are stuck in a neutral kind of a zone, and we are waiting for more announcements to come through. I think the excitement in the market last month, by the way, MSCI China was up 11%. It's the best performing stock market given the announcements which came through, which flowed through from the Politburo and so on. It would have been a good hedge, but on a going forward, good hedge against other risk assets underperforming around the world or not doing as well. But on a going forward basis, we would be looking for more concrete stimulus plans. I mean, I think what we've gotten so far is an acknowledgement that the government gets it. They're pulling back from the most restrictive elements of the property market, regulations and so on. But you do still need a fiscal or a monetary push to get activity going a bit more. What we've seen so far seems to us that it takes out some of the downside risks confronting the 5% growth target.
Crosshairs have to be on real estate, on property.
Well, that's been the biggest drag, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's where the focus is. Yeah. But the private sector confidence more broadly is becoming an issue. So we are characterizing the situation as China facing a confidence, deflation, and liquidity trap. So you need to get out of that. And the way to do that is a real solid push or a lot more reforms, be it hukou reforms and so on, to get migrant workers apartments in higher tier cities and that sort of thing.
It seems to be starting though, right?
It could be heading in that direction. We've seen that happen on a case-by-case basis, but a broader push on that front may be what is necessary.
So if we do see that reform momentum start to pick up, and if you do then start to turn a little bit more constructive on the China markets, then how would you express that, through A shares or H shares?
Well, at the moment, we are trying to express that through regional proxies. I think insofar as the doubts about Chinese growth begin to dissipate in the remainder of this year, I think it should benefit your Koreas, Taiwans of the world, on top of the AI theme, which we are also overlaying into where these markets stand versus what's been happening in the NASDAQ and so on. So that's the way we would express the view going forward. But I think to come back to the other question about the timing of some of these stimulus measures, I think it'll ultimately spill over to the late year Politburo or plenum meetings, which I think provide the policymakers with the platforms to signal more broader long-term structural measures.